Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another edition of NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com, the YouTube channel, and NoDQ&A's newest affiliate, RingsideNews.com. Thank you for checking out today's video. If you enjoy it, please subscribe and spread the word about NoDQ&A video. Got your questions here from spring.me/AaronRiff, the place where you could submit questions to NoDQ&A video. So let's get started here with the first one today from Zombie Wyatt 303. Yo, A-Dog, love the show. With Brock Lesnar challenging the winner of John Cena and Randy Orton at the Royal Rumble, could you see Brock winning the title at the Elimination Chamber to head into WrestleMania 30 to face The Undertaker? The fact that WWE has teased the idea of Brock challenging the WWE World Champion, I do see that happening at some point, and I think the odds are very good that Brock Lesnar will have one last run as the WWE World Champion. Just like The Rock came back and won the title for one last time, I think that something similar will happen with Brock Lesnar, and he'll get the title before his WWE deal ends. Now, will it happen right away? Will it happen at Elimination Chamber? I would be very surprised to see Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker at WrestleMania with the title on the line. I don't see that happening for two main reasons. The first is that match doesn't need the title. Brock and Undertaker is a big enough match as it is with the streak on the line. It's not necessary for it to be a title match. And second, the fact is, I don't see WWE having a world title main event match at WrestleMania between two part-timers. I think that the odds are unlikely of that happening. Now, of course, you could have Undertaker beat Brock for the title and then wrestle one more pay-per-view and drop the title there, but I just don't see that happening. I think it's unlikely we'll see that. So if Brock does win the title in the near future, then perhaps WWE is going to have him face somebody else at WrestleMania besides Undertaker. That would be my prediction. All right, this one comes from Dave451985. What role, if any, do you see The Rock playing for WrestleMania this year? Well, The Rock has already publicly spoken about this, and he said that he's probably not going to be at WrestleMania 30 this year. And in my opinion, it's not really necessary for him to be there. I think that with Brock Lesnar and Batista coming back now, and then you got John Cena and Randy Orton, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, you already got a lot of top names available for WrestleMania 30, and you just don't need The Rock this year. I think WrestleMania will do just fine without him. Now, The Rock did say that WrestleMania 31 is still a possibility, and anything can happen. Maybe The Rock's schedule will lighten up come early 2015, and he'll be able to do WrestleMania 31, and maybe the opportunity will be there to have one more match. But I think that we might have seen the last of The Rock, but anything can happen, and it's just a matter of timing. If the timing's right and the right opponent comes along, we could very well see The Rock come back and do one more WrestleMania. This one comes from WWE fan Dark Arrow. Hey Aaron, do you think that if Chris Benoit had retired instead of ... yeah, that he would have been in the Hall of Fame? Absolutely. Chris Benoit had a great career in WWE. He had a classic match at WrestleMania 20. He won the world title, and he was considered to be one of the best wrestlers in the world, and he was. So I think that him being in the Hall of Fame was a no-brainer up until ... And yeah, I think that because of what happened, you can't put him in the Hall of Fame now, and it's unfortunate, but I've talked about this many times. I don't blame WWE for not putting him into the Hall of Fame. Maybe they could mention him more than they do. Maybe they could actually show Randy Orton beating him in the video package, but they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and yeah, I mean, as far as his career in the wrestling business, he was absolutely a Hall of Famer. This one comes from Sting HBK316. Do you see WWE making the mistake of splitting up the Shield before they can wrestle the Wyatts? I think based on the reaction they got from the tease a month ago, it needs to happen at WrestleMania. I agree with you about that match needing to happen at WrestleMania, or even before that would be fine with me. I could see WWE not capitalizing on that match. I could see them just splitting up the Shield without doing that match, and that would be unfortunate because they did have that tease, and a lot of fans are expecting to see that match at some point. It seems like a no-brainer to have those two factions clash, but WWE has dropped the ball in the past and failed to live up to their promises and their teases. I mean, we still haven't gotten our Dolph Ziggler versus Jack Swagger versus Del Rio triple threat ladder match, which they advertised, and then because of injuries, it didn't happen, and we never got to see that match. So, it's possible we'll get to see it, but there's a good chance it won't happen either. So, I mean, it all depends on if the match fits into the WrestleMania 30 card. WWE's planning it out, and if they decide to do Bray Wyatt versus John Cena, obviously we're not going to see that match. So just anything can happen. The cards are up in the air when it comes to the chances of this match happening. All right, this one comes from Crusher6363. If Hogan was to return for WrestleMania 30, would he appear as Hollywood Hogan or Hulkamania with the red and yellow? To me, this is an obvious answer. People associate the Hollywood Hogan character with WCW. When you think about Hulk Hogan in WWE, you think about the red and yellow. That's the big deal with Hulk Hogan and WWE. It's all about the red and yellow. So I think that it's obvious for WrestleMania 30, he comes out with the old Real American music, and he just does the whole old Hulk Hogan routine. I don't see a point in him coming out with the NWO music or whatnot. I just don't think that that's what the majority of the fans want to see. They want to see the old Hulk Hogan. They want the nostalgic moment, the old classic WrestleMania Hulk Hogan coming out there in the red and yellow with the American flag. That's what people want to see. All right, this one comes from U.S. Hardy. Hey Aaron, do you see Magnus being the Booker T in 2000 for TNA? Because while yes, a fresh young guy won the championship, it's too little too late, and everyone looks at TNA as a laughingstock, just like WCW in 2000. That is a good point. It is perhaps too little too late for TNA. They should have been trying to create new stars and homegrown talent years ago. I mean, it's one thing to bring in names from WWE to help elevate your homegrown talent. It's another thing when you're building your company around stars from WWE and stars from the past. And, that was what WCW did. They didn't really create their own stars with a few exceptions. You had Goldberg and DDP, but by the time Booker T won the WCW title, the title meant absolutely nothing. It had changed hands like 50 times over the past year prior to that. And same thing with Magnus. The belt really has no value in TNA, and it should be the title making the man. Magnus wins the title and he gets elevated, but the title doesn't mean anything. And if anything, him being the champion right now further devalues the title because people just don't see him as a main event superstar. So I mean that's unfortunate, but like I said, I do give TNA credit for at least finally trying to go with somebody new, and they have to do it. They can't keep relying on the stars from the past forever. But yeah, they should have been doing it years ago, no question. All right, this last question today comes from MVTVR20. Hey Aaron, what do you think of the WWE getting rid of the heels and faces? I think it's a stupid idea. Please answer in video. Greetings, Marshall from Iowa. Well, I don't think you should put too much stock into this. I don't think you should get too concerned about it. WWE's tried this before. Years back when Vince cut that promo basically introducing the Attitude Era, he said that the fans were tired of good guys versus bad guys. And, WWE was trying to create characters that were shades of gray. And in normal storytelling, this is very effective when you have characters that have good and bad traits. Breaking Bad, for example, with Walter White, complex characters that one minute you like them, the next minute you hate them. But In the world of WWE, it just doesn't work that way. Fans need to know who to cheer for and who to boo for. They need to know this, and the characters need to be clearly defined, I think, in the wrestling business. And the times that they've tried to have these characters with shades of gray, the fans end up confused. And when they're confused, they tend not to react at all to what's going on in the ring, and it hurts the match when you have a dead crowd. So, I think you have to make the characters clearly defined and let people know who they should be cheering and who they should be booing. And in some cases, the fans will rebel and cheer for the bad guys and boo the good guys. But yeah, they need to know how to react, basically. So that'll do it for this edition of No DQ&A video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, spread the word, and I will see you guys next time for more.